I'm Rick.
And I'm Josh.
And I'm Jeff, and you're in the
Conspiracy Zone. We were looking back on singers.
Yeah,
the weird news zone.
It's a weird news?
Yeah, we're going to do a news episode.
Diving in the old news.
Since the last time we
There's
got
a lot
together.
has happened since the last time we did a news
We'll
dive.
do a fourth wall break for a minute that we do like several shows at one time.
Yeah.
So the last time we recorded, Joe Biden was still the nominee for the Democrats.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you guys said, who do you think's going to win the election? And I said Kamala Harris.
You did say that.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Now look what's happening.
Now it could be, but yeah, I called it before it even happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seen it coming.
You guys were
What
like,
do you
what?
want? Like what?
I'd like some accolades for that.
How did he do it?
Yeah.
But since then, there's been a lot going
That
on.
about happened, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of like just weird stuff happening around it. You know, like
Shit you might not
all
have
all the stuff in politics, and the Olympics were going on.
Oh, there's so much
We'll
there.
start with a couple of those.
Break dancing. We're going to talk about some
Oh
break
yeah,
dancing.
break dancing, dude. Ray gun was awesome.
Yeah.
But also like everybody's pissed at her for she stole the spot of someone who
Yeah,
would have done the
rightfully
real
so.
job.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That
Yeah,
was
like come
wild,
on.
right?
She gave us one of the greatest Olympic performances in history.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have talked
that ended
about
in 0 points.
Did she get 0
Zero.
Yeah,
points?
she got
0
0.0.
Yep.
Yeah,
That makes it way
but
better.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
I know
whole. But do you guys know what happened? Like how that whole thing came about?
No.
It's
Well, I think
It's a
I
bit
heard
of a
the
conspiracy
Yeah,
itself.
like how
Yeah.
she actually got into the Olympics and
She
everything.
faked it.
Well, listen to the story, guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's the same what I probably know about it.
well, chime in because I don't really know that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like do extensive
Extensive,
research
right.
on it. But apparently there was.
Well, I do on dumb shit like that.
This was the first year breakdancing was ever going to be in the
Yeah,
Olympics,
yeah.
and there's like no governing body, so there's no group that sets the standards for what it is to even what breakdancing even means.
Yeah.
And in Australia, there was no governing body for their entrance into it. So she just kind of like made up the government. She appointed
she
herself
put the whole
as,
thing together, yeah.
like she put together the whole Australian breakdancing association
Let's see
or
who
whatever.
can get in, yeah.
and then just fucking made herself.
It's like Jamaican
be-
bobsledding.
Her,
team.
if I'm not mistaken, her boyfriend or husband was the judge.
Yeah,
They gave her the 0.0?
No, they gave her
to get in the
to get,
entry.
and he's like a professional breakdancer.
Yeah.
But she's some kind of like a PhD candidate who was like researching like cultural things or something. So she did it kind of as a performance.
But she did have background
Really?
in dance.
Yeah.
So, but her husband was the guy who like okayed it.
And then listen to this. Also, I, if I'm not mistaken, again, the people she like danced against were her friends.
yeah,
Yeah,
like basically they made up a club and
you're gonna win.
appointed
basically.
themselves.
But nobody ever said to anybody, like, we're garbage.
No, they were
No,
all like,
yeah.
well, it doesn't matter because
Right.
there's no other authority
This is amazing.
to
I
tell
love this
anyone
story.
what to do.
You didn't know Ray Gun's
So
story?
you think her husband would be like, crikey, I don't know if you should do that.
No, they were all like,
come on.
They were all like, I think they thought like, if we don't do this, no one's
one's
going to do
will,
it, and there'll
right.
be no Australian breakdancer. So,
Then don't have
so
one.
they just made up the whole team and did everything.
I love. They need to
themselves.
make a movie out of this.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
watch
it
the
probably
fuck
would
out
be
of
a
that.
great
They
movie.
probably
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, but it's funny because after her performance and after like being all over every social media,
It's been rough.
at the end, like after the day of the closing ceremonies, she was carried around on the shoulders of all of Team Australia.
oh yeah,
They
loved
all
it.
loved her.
They loved
That's so good.
Yeah, like all the real athletes that went there,
Yeah.
they all carried her off like Rudy.
it. It was exactly a Rudy moment.
Ray Gun, Ray Gun. Ray.
That is so good.
She's like an Australian hero now. They love her.
Well, she's definitely famous.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
And it's fun. I think it's
Yeah, I
funny.
thought it
Whatever.
was
Like,
great,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, come on. Were we really taking breakdance in the Olympics that serious?
It was. That's the
anyway?
thing
Yeah,
too.
but
It's
that's
such
where
a
it
goofy
sucks.
fucking
Yeah.
thing. Like,
It's
and how do
not,
they even
no.
give the points?
That's an
in
art
breakdancing?
form, dude.
It's just it's other people who breakdance give. There's like in gymnastics. There's you start out with a certain level of difficulty. That's why Simone Biles wins all the time. Is because even if she fucks up, her shit is so much harder to do than anyone else that they can't even get close to her on the points that you get for attempting it.
Right.
So that's why she can like fall over and still win gold by a lot.
Wait, back to the breakdance thing, right?
Yeah, but that's
Who's the fucking guy?
There is none.
But listen, the person who said let's let there be breakdancing in the Olympics now, right? It's a dated fucking dance.
Yeah,
like from the 80s that's dead. Like, why not have disco?
Well, so there's like an international dancing federation,
right,
who's been trying to get some form of dance into the Olympics for like 20, 30 years.
And they got
they've been trying to get ballroom dancing in for like 30 years, and everybody's
boring.
like, no way. Nobody's watching fucking ballroom dancing.
I watch breakdancing way before that.
So they finally came up with breakdancing, and they got it approved by the IOC, and then it's like the Wild West. Like, nobody knows what to do.
Yeah, it's all new.
There's no governing body. Like I said, there's like in gymnastics, you have a governing body. Like, there's standards of what has to be done and different moves you have to do and what points you get.
Who won gold in breakdancing?
I think we did. I don't know. I only watched her. Yeah, look it up.
It's the only thing you heard about it, right?
Yeah, I didn't really watch much of it because they didn't put it on a lot during the prime time.
No.
And like I was at work all day when it was happening
live.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason why I heard about it.
Yeah, mostly online. Yeah, I didn't even see her do it.
I woke up to it like, what happened?
Yeah,
dude, watching it like, what is this?
I'm like, what is she doing? What is this?
Yeah,
is she really doing that?
I thought she was dude. Some of them moves when she did
the
kangaroo,
bunny, like the kangaroo hop, dude. Yeah.
So good.
I think
who did?
Canada.
Who took it?
Canada.
Yeah.
Canada took it over.
That.
Okay.
And then France.
That's cultural appropriation from us.
Yeah.
We made
Did
that
we
shit
invent
up.
Yeah, Brooklyn, dude, New York.
Yeah.
Definitely New York. I don't know what fucking
spot. Dude, my cousins used to do that shit. The guys I was telling you about earlier, that you guys know one of them and the other one, they're like 10 years older than me, and I don't know. I was like 7 years old, so 1982, and they'd be up on the corner with a big ass boom box and a fucking a refrigerator box.
Yeah, on the cardboard.
Yeah, and they'd all be like doing, going back and forth with each other.
There was some amazing moves too. I remember they used to do it on the corner where I lived. It was like they break down a box, like you said, they get a boom box, and then you're like, how do these kids do that? How do they stand on their head? How do they do that twist?
No, it is amazing. Yeah.
You
know how many times you got to get hurt trying that?
Dude,
shit?
I would break my neck one time.
Neck, wrist, all of it. It's
Plus,
done.
like the top of my head is sensitive. I don't think I could support my whole body weight on it.
Well, you were disproportionate.
But like if I bump my head on
He's
something, it like hurts for days.
Yeah, he's not a
I
good
couldn't
healer.
imagine holding up
No,
my
it
whole
is. You
body.
bump your head on a lot of shit. That's why you think that.
Yeah.
You took a lot of head shit. Yeah, you probably did, my man.
I get a head bump once every 3 years. You're what?
Every week.
Yeah, it's like it's several a week.
If I'm a little too aggressive walking through a doorway, I bang my head.
Oh,
that sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, guy.
So, all right, more Olympic stuff.
Yep.
The boxer.
Oh,
Did you guys hear about this?
No, I didn't.
No.
So there was
It's almost as big as the other
one.
Really?
It was a trans controversy.
But she wasn't even trans.
Wasn't. She wasn't trans.
I did hear this. Yeah.
So it was like a made up bullshit thing. Huh? She's a woman.
Born a woman.
Born a woman.
Had a genetic disease, right, or a genetic anomaly.
No, she has elevated testosterone.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
But she's a full woman. She can have a baby. She's everything.
Oh, really? The whole
She's
night.
got ovaries, the whole deal.
So someone just said that lady looks like a man in slip?
Yes.
The punch, right?
Well, what happened was
it France or Italy?
Italy. So the punch is what. But there was
like 40-some seconds into the fight.
Other shit, like she was suspended last year for having elevated testosterone levels, which started off the whole.
So
thing.
that would indicate like maybe she's on steroids or something, or just
it could. That's what she
would
was.
Expect them to
think, that's what
right?
she was suspected of, but it turned out no, it's just naturally occurring in her body.
Okay.
But the whole thing was, there's absolutely zero evidence of any masculine anything with her, except for that a Russian commissioner. The IBA, I think it is. He was the commissioner of the IBA, which is International Boxing Association, whatever it is. Some
and
Russian
they cheat the most. These Russians.
He's a fucking Russian oligarch who was like heavily invested in this thing,
right?
And she beat the shit out of like the Russian female, like
well, there has to be an explanation
like the Ronda
for
Rousey of Russia.
Right.
She like beat the hell out of her, and then he went, "Oh, she's a man."
And that started
everything.
Yeah. I think if I lost a fight in the schoolyard with a girl, I might spread the same rumor. That was a dude. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah,
that was a guy.
Right, yeah. But with the current climate,
did you see his balls on my neck?
Yeah. With the current climate of everybody, arguing
over right.
So everybody just went, "Oh, she's a guy," and I mean, she doesn't look like the most feminine woman you've ever seen, too.
So no, it was believable. Like when they said, "Oh, that's a guy," and I fell prey to the first reports too. Like the first reports were like, "Oh man, a trans man enters into a boxing competition and beats on women," and you're like, outraged like that. How will they allow that? That's fucked up. Like they shut the whole Olympics down. Yeah.
So now we know your stance on that.
Right.
Okay.
For a man to beat on a woman, 100%.
That's the one thing I definitely don't agree
with. But
it
wasn't the case. It got everybody in outrage, and then it showed some true colors of people too, because then they started getting into taking away rights from trans people, which is not cool.
Right.
Yeah.
In no circumstance should a man hit a woman. That's just how I was raised, and
Just
that's how it should be.
Right.
But it's everything.
Unless a woman wants to fight a man, then I have no issue with it. Like if they agree,
like I'm willing to just do that.
Somewhat equally matched.
If it were the case where this were a man, right? Imagine training your whole life, to get to the Olympics, and they just allow a man in there dressed like a woman,
which doesn't happen.
Right,
that's all just bullshit that people say happens, and it doesn't happen.
Right,
but no, I agree 100%. No person who went through puberty as a man should be in a boxing ring saying he or she or whatever is a woman fighting against women, claiming to be a genetically born woman. Yeah, because it's an unfair.
It is. Well, after you hear it and then you've seen the visuals of like the girl getting hit, and
she
then
knocked the shit out
and
of her.
then she walks away and tries to pat her on the back, and you almost hear the like the fucking like it looked like they're like I was outraged. I was like, they need to stop this monster. Pitchforks. But then because a man beat a woman, but then you hear the truth and you're like, well, I overreacted. But I wasn't one of the motherfuckers on social media spreading hate.
Oh yeah.
They were out of control. And then you kind of seen the true colors of some people. Like you're on Facebook and you're like, oh, okay.
Right. And then they get proved wrong and they don't want to take it back. So
that's what's
they
crazy.
lean in further.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing was someone we all know was telling me I'm totally wrong and it was a guy and all. And I'm like, dude, she's from Algiers. It's illegal to be trans there. She would be put to death if she was a man dressed up as a woman saying she's a woman. And they were like, oh, it's still bullshit. That's a man. I'm like, there's just no help. There's just no helping you.
It's some people go down the rabbit hole hate so much that they don't.
Well, that's what it
is.
It's
they just can't. They can't admit like, oh, I was taken. I got tricked.
Yeah.
And then
would you fight her?
No, I wouldn't fight half of them.
No, I wouldn't fight any of them. Yeah, right.
None of us are trained boxers. Like I would never fight a trained female boxer. I'll get my ass kicked.
Hell no. Layla Ali, you ever see her?
Yeah.
Back when she was like in her prime.
Amanda Nunes, I want to fight whatever these girls.
Layla Ali could have smoked most professional male boxers.
I don't know.
She was like 6'3", like 200 pounds of rock solid muscle. And she could, and she was like lightning fast like her father.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would. No way I would fight her.
My sister Christy used to beat the shit out of me. She never even trained.
Well, she did on you.
Yeah. Guess I was
you were the
punching bag.
Yeah. You were the train, bro.
Yeah, it was tough.
Well, she did good training.
Yeah. I like that he just admits it.
Yeah. He did.
Well,
it's not even a fight.
Isn't she like a year older than you?
She's 3 years older. But she would
and some change.
She would beat us. She would beat me, Linda, and Sandy.
You just didn't get together at some
point?
Like,
we tried. We tried.
Defamation.
we tried. So she was frustrated. Christy, and I know she listens, and love you, Chris, and I'm not trying to make you look like shit here, but she was frustrated because she had to watch us at a very young age.
Yeah.
She took on the role of a mother a little too early, and then it was like, how do you control these bad kids? And the only way she knew was like, So then one day we did have a plan to take her down.
Oh,
so
a plot, like a Caesar plot.
Yep. So my sister Linda grabbed the biggest serving spoon we had in the kitchen. I mean, this motherfucker was meant for like that's the type of shit you see in the soup kitchen.
Into a weapon for her now. Took that right off Linda.
No, listen. So Linda was at the steps, and she was going to hop down the steps onto the couch. Once I had the blanket that I was walking by with, and wrap my sister around and hold on, like bear hug it, and Linda was going to beat her over the head with the serving spoon through the blanket, so she don't know what the fuck's going on. Well, I'm looking at Linda. She's looking at me. We're like, oh, okay. Yeah, walk by, do my part. Boom, get her in the blanket. Linda drops the spoon and runs. And I'm like, now I'm just stuck with
like,
this.
I'm just playing.
I'm fucking holding on like a bull trying to keep her in this blanket. Ooh, she got loose. She
She broke your grip.
Oh, man. And then she just flipped me around. And I'm in front of her.
I never noticed Ricky's always getting foiled by like,
dude.
Like especially a lot of girls get rope him in the shit when he was younger, and then it all went sideways. Remember the neighbor? He went and punched the neighbor.
The Ouija board, right?
Yeah. I was just gullible. And then then my sister beat the shit out of me for the attempted murder, I guess. And then and then Linda just locked herself in the room.
You should have been like, we were just playing. It's a new game.
And then later in that,
throw the blanket over him.
Later in that week as punishment, Christy locked us in the basement. And we lived in Keswick at the time. The basement was like crazy. It was like a dungeon, like a literal fucking dungeon. And we're down there, and me and Linda had this bright idea to escape. You ever see the movies where they take a log and they run and go to the door? We did it with a broomstick.
Like a battering ram?
We did it with a broomstick. So we put a
battering needle.
Right, yeah. We put a hole through the door like the side. It went right through.
You didn't know those were hollow?
Yeah. So then Christy, we just thought we watched too many movies. We're like, this is going to do the trick. So then
on three.
Christy, so Ricky gets in his house when he's locked out. He shoots it with a gun. Shoots his doorknob.
So listen, we got this hole in the door. Christy Christy at this point unlocks the door and lets us up laughing, and we're like, we're allowed up. She goes, yeah, our parents are going to do the work for me now. Like, I don't have to beat you.
When I get to watch
they came home, we got our asses beat for putting a hole in the door.
But not her for locking us down.
No. Nice. They want to fuck with their baby.
They actually, they actually start trying the method locking you down there. Whenever you act up, throw them in the basement. I heard it works.
Firsthand, I can tell you, girls are pretty tough sometimes. They could be stronger.
They seem like they're always stronger.
Christy catches a lot of shit on this show from Ricky, man.
Yeah.
No,
this is like the fifth episode
where she's just talking shit.
Getting to know Christy.
No, Christy's a tough broad. She can fight. Yeah. I've seen her fight other girls and men and win.
Yeah. She holds her own.
I'll mess with Christy to this day. She leaves, I'll be talking again.
Yeah. She's Debo. Right. You got mind control over her. All right, so the other Olympic one that I saw was the opening ceremonies where everybody, well, not everybody, a certain news station here in America decided that was the Last Supper. Which
I think I've seen some kind of thing.
Say this again.
So there was the opening ceremonies of the Olympics are
it's an
fucking
event. You
weird.
know that before the Olympics.
They're weird as shit. It's the weirdest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life.
Are they always that
They're
weird? Though?
Always weird, dude. Always. They're unwatchable. They're constantly weird.
I thought that was like the most famous thing about the Olympics almost.
Dude, like old ladies like the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
It's like
they're usually cheesy then type stuff.
It's not even cheesy. It's literally weird. Like you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Like like performance art dancers,
right?
And you're like, what are they doing? Yeah, that's like the whole thing.
That was her blossoming into a dove.
It's like
that. What?
It's like that for like 4 hours.
Okay,
every time. So this time, of course, France, weird place anyway.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, like it's like their culture is like, let's be weird.
Chocolate, bro, gets people wild.
And so they had a troupe of drag queens do a performance.
All right.
And the drag queens based their performance on the feast of Dionysus, who was the god of celebration. And the celebration, something else, and fertility, right? So these dudes get all dressed up in weird fucking costumes and do like a whole dance thing. Yeah, like a scene at a table.
Yeah.
So, like Fox News decides this is the Last Supper. Dude, the guy that was supposed to be the Jesus guy is blue. He looks like a Smurf. And everybody else is like total, all weird shit going on.
Was the placement of the people kind of like the Last Supper? Is that what the confusion was?
It was.
I seen the I mean, it kind of like when you read it and look at it,
if you look at any group of people sitting at a long table,
all on one side.
You can make because of course that's where the camera is. Yeah. Why do you think Da Vinci made the Last Supper where all the people were all sitting on one side? Yeah. It's because that's your your perspective is from that angle.
Don't you hate when you go to a restaurant and there's couples that do that?
On the same side? That's weird.
I want to punch them.
Yeah.
They get on your nerves?
Yeah, because it's like you can separate for a fucking minute and have a meal. And don't you want to look at the person and have a conversation with them instead of sideways the whole time?
Right.
Like, what is the point of that?
Must not love your wife.
You sit on the same side?
No.
Oh, my God.
I was waiting for that.
My whole fucking opinion you would have just changed.
See, you never tell.
But anyway, no group of people ever sits on the same side of the table. And I guarantee that the Last Supper, the real one, was around like a round thing or a square table. Not everyone sitting all next to each other like weirdos.
Yeah. Instead of seeing the back of the heads, they just put on the
so
one side.
anything where there's one perspective,
right.
Of course it's going to be all the same. But there have actually been other depictions of the Last Supper in pop culture that, like The Sopranos, who's a family of murderous maniacs.
Yeah.
Nobody had a problem with that.
Said, yeah.
Nobody cares about that. The Simpsons have done it. South Park has done it. These are all irreverent shows.
Right.
Nobody cares. It was because it was drag queens. But they weren't even doing the Last Supper. They were doing the Feast of Dionysus, who Da Vinci based his painting of the Last Supper on the Feast of Dionysus. Which there
you could see the connection.
Yeah, which there have been depictions of for over 4,000 years.
There's something to it.
Yeah, who cares? Even if it is a Last Supper, who gives a shit?
You know? Yeah, I don't give a shit, but people were, they get fake outrage.
Yeah.
Oh, the Christian, again, the 80% of the country's being attacked again for what? I don't know. It's a nutty conspiracy theory.
Yeah, there you go.
That, some weirdos did some weird shit, and they had to make it into a whole thing.
Yeah. But I got to look this up. I didn't see the picture.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Oh, you see it. It's a whole, thing.
You'll probably agree.
Yeah.
It's weird. They did the Last Supper.
Oh, let me look it up now while you guys talk.
Well, look
I
up.
gotta see this.
Also, look up the Feast of Dionysus, and then tell me which one it looks
like.
like.
For all them Google.
Since Dionysus was like a blue guy.
What am I looking up?
Just look up the Last Supper. I'm sure it'll be the first thing that pops up. Olympics
Supper.
I'm sure it just went by.
Olympics. There it is. I'm gonna get images. Oh, there's a comparison side by
right.
side.
Yeah.
Blow that up.
And what do you think, pal? Pretty something, no?
Yeah. I will have to see that. What did you say?
The Feast of Dionysus, yeah.
No, they don't have a side-by-side.
No, they have a side-by-side with the Last Supper,
yeah.
and then the drag queens. Some of them ain't bad looking.
Remember when Maury would do, like, the drag queen thing where you couldn't tell which one it was? You're like, oh, man, I can't watch this show.
You can't do that no more.
Because then you get tricked.
It was always a trick. That's how you got to go into it. Like if it looked like a dude, it was going to be a girl. If it looked like a girl, it was going to be a dude.
Yeah. That was always you couldn't win no matter what.
Imagine trying to pull that show off today in today's world. You're essentially taking these people and then parading them around like they're a circus fucking animal.
Yeah.
Like
dude, the best was like, "You are not the father."
Oh, the girls when they run, I love that.
I hate it when they ran though, because then I just wanted them to like be mad and be on the stage,
running so
yelling
good.
at each other.
And then they track them down, and they're like crunched over in backstage, and Maury's rubbing their back like it's going to be okay.
And the dude's out on the stage jumping around, high fiving.
I knew it, motherfuckers!
I told you, bitch.
Yeah.
And the biggest,
and the mom's out there with them and all.
The poor kid is the loser in the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole kid's sitting backstage. You're like, oh Jesus.
Every once in a while, you have a stand up dude like, that's still my kid. That's still
yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, that guy's good.
Yep. But So I think that's it. You hear any more about the Olympics, Josh?
Nah, just mainly those two things. Definitely the breakdancing, and that would be the next big thing that I've seen in any of my stuff was, the Last Supper stuff going on there.
So then you had,
but I didn't know the Dionysus part. I just looked at it and went, it's pretty weird. Yeah. But all right, who cares? Like you said, everyone else mocks and does things, and why is this? Oh, because it is trainees. That's why it's such a big thing type thing. And that's
are we calling them trainees?
Yeah,
or transsexual. I don't fucking I know the rules in that. I don't. Is that a different? I don't know. I'm not in. I'm sorry. Got to do my homework on that, I guess.
I wouldn't call them that anymore, buddy.
So then there was other weird Europe stuff. Did you guys see like those riots in Great Britain and all?
Yeah,
about like the immigrant guy that killed a bunch of kids, and then it turns out he wasn't an immigrant, but they
no, maybe I haven't.
A couple of what? Yeah, there was huge fucking riots happening for days.
Where
in Great Britain.
So they think a foreigner came in undocumented and murdered a bunch of people, and that's not what happened.
No.
So, all right,
the guy that was born in England murdered a bunch of people, but he was like brown. And several, Andrew Tate, a couple other guys, right away went right on the internet. Oh, see this immigrant, and they had like a whole backstory that they made up about him, that he was from Pakistan and he did this and that.
Really?
And it turns out it was bullshit. He was from England. He grew up there his whole life. But Elon gets on Twitter and goes, "Civil war is inevitable."
What?
Yeah.
Because of that?
Yeah. And then then everybody went like, dude, what are you fucking doing, bro? Like, so like the British Parliament is actually talking about like bringing him in there and being like, yo, what are you fucking doing?
He's using that fucking platform. I think he wants civil war. So like anything that happens, you're like, civil war, here it comes.
Yeah. He's a stochastic terrorist in a way. He's like
stochastic. That's what I was going to say.
Stochastic.
What's a stochastic?
It means like using
the word you wanted to say.
Yeah, you're being very sarcastic, Josh.
I don't think. Okay.
What is stochastic? You don't even know.
Stochastic.
Stochastic.
Yeah, like stoking.
Word of the day.
So it means using rhetoric in a way that
what means rhetoric?
That you can using words.
What means me?
Using your political words in a way that causes other people to react in the way that you want without you actually having to tell them to do it.
Isn't that just politics?
But when you do it in a like, let's start a war way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, it's. Did you ever hear of when Henry II said, "Who will rid me of this turbulent priest?" And then 4 knights went to the Archbishop of Canterbury and killed him.
Oh, he just put it out there.
Yeah,
it was.
So that's what it is.
So he could deny, like, I didn't tell them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you do. You say you know that the people that follow you will carry out things for you, so you don't have to specifically say go do this. But if you keep saying like, "Hey, can't somebody get rid of this guy over here? Like this guy fucking with me."
Right. Like it would be crazy if we rename this thing the Rick Show, and then I was like,
"Well, that's what you wanted." We talked you out of that. Thank God we
don't do it if you don't want to do it. So.
Thank God we moved on.
So the like Parliament is actually discussing like, should we bring this fucking guy in here and be like, "Yo, dude, you need to stop with the bullshit." Like, and Britain has way different freedom of speech laws than we do. You're not allowed to like do that. Here you can pretty much say anything you want. Unless you literally say, "Rick, go kill Josh."
Right.
Anything short of that, I'm allowed to say.
You can't order a murder.
No, well, you can't order a murder, obviously. That's not freedom of speech. That's committing a crime. But yeah.
You not even allowed to ask for it? Like you can't be like, "Can you murder him?"
No, like I can't text you.
Look at Tiger King. Didn't he just answer it in Murray's in jail, bro?
If I go on Twitter and write, "I wish someone would kill Josh," that's a crime.
What? That's a wish, not a crime.
No, but that's
how many times I wish that?
But it's imminent danger to someone's life. You're not allowed to do that. Anything short of that, like I wish Josh would die.
Wait.
Why am I dying in all these scenarios?
You're the victim.
What if I just hoped Josh would die?
I give all victim vibes.
What do you mean?
What if I just hoped Josh would die?
That's the gray area. Yeah. You're being stochastic. You're having you're
go back to that.
You're sending it out there that you would like for him to die.
What if I did mob style? It would be a shame.
Yeah,
if Josh
if
died.
someone whacked Josh,
then you can get away with it. Then
right?
You say, I said shame.
Yes, you can get away with it. Then here, but over there you can't
because they'll just be like,
you're inciting violence. Yeah. And they have much stricter like defamation laws and slander laws. Like you can't say shit about people that isn't true over there. Here, people say whatever the fuck they want about anybody.
We fucking sell magical beds, bro.
Yeah, right.
No one's not like.
Yeah, you're allowed to say whatever you want.
It's crazy.
Like they can't believe how crazy our freedom of speech is, which we all love. We all love.
Hold on, will they lock you up for saying shit over there?
Yes.
So wait, if I went over and I just said like, the prime minister is actually a goat, I can get locked up.
Well, you could be charged with slander. Now, whether they would actually do that for that, nobody knows. But you could be.
Okay.
Here, you're allowed to say that. You can say whatever you want to say. There, that could be if somebody was, feeling especially
goaty.
Yeah, and they wanted to get you.
They want to herd that motherfucker.
Yeah. Or like, okay, so say here we go. Here's like a fake. The J.D. Vance fucked his couch thing.
What?
That really happened.
Wait,
no,
hold on.
It didn't really.
Hold on, that
was a fake thing.
Tell me the fake thing.
I haven't
heard this. I gotta hear this.
All right, so someone on Twitter, some like left wing troll guy, said he used
he came in and fucked my couch.
Way. He made it.
How do you know that?
He made it look like that he wrote in that book Hillbilly Elegy. See, the guy knew that like no one ever read that book, so he like used the font and everything in a page on, and he wrote like a line in the same type of way that J.D. Vance would write that said that he fucked his cat.
That's hilarious.
He lubed up a latex glove and stuck it between the cushions of his couch. And
it's reasonable. It's believable now.
So,
I just wish I thought of it when I was a teenager.
Dude,
I'll let you know how it is, boys.
The best shit was for
Vice President got good taste.
Like the
he's inventive.
Yeah. But the memes all over the place were the best. The best one I saw was the DMX song. He's like, there was Brenda, Felicia, and it just kept showing different couches.
No, I haven't heard that, and I'm glad I did.
But that was a fake story. That's that you're allowed to say here. But if somebody said
that's slander,
if somebody that's slander. That's you can't do that. But you're allowed to do it here. Also, like
I'm glad we have it because that's.
Did
great.
you hear about
the
the dolphin porn one with J.D. Vance?
Oh, this dude gets down on dolphins too.
He looked up dolphin porn.
I mean, who hasn't?
But he was doing. Yeah, but that one was true. He actually did it. He was trying to slander someone.
He just got him.
So he wrote like dolphin human sex or something.
Wait, that's a thing.
Wait, what?
Oh, they rape, don't they rape?
Yeah, they rape. Yeah.
And
that, like there's people that like in captivity they like jerk dolphins off and shit. And, yeah, it's weird.
So was that like his kink, or was he just curious one day? Like, what's that look like?
No, he was looking to slander someone else. So he looked it up, and then he posted what he was going to say, like about someone. I forget who.
But that's what he was making up a
dolphin.
He was like, he was like, this is what this person does. But
but I was doing it too.
But the dolphin human
fucking flipper.
The part that said dolphin human sex was like in bold print.
Okay.
And people that know like how Twitter works went, that's the thing he searched.
Oh.
So they knew he actually searched that term. He didn't just find that picture.
I just landed on a dolphin.
He literally searched that in the.
Here's how I think this actually went down.
What's that?
He's just doing his normal porn searches, right? He's like, doing dolphin shit. He's like, this is my thing now.
Wait.
Weeks go by, and then they're like, sir, and then Secret Service comes in and like, we're going to need to see your computer. I'm like, why? You're about to be the vice president. We need to see the search history. And he goes,
oh, no.
Fuck.
Yeah,
how do I fix this?
Yeah.
What do I blame somebody else?
What if I just astroturf it with everything weird? And
Yeah.
they can't. They'll never know which was the real shit.
Just how they do us.
Yeah. So that was.
Did you guys? Dolphin. No, I'd never heard. This is so good. Keep going.
Did you guys look it up now?
Hear the?
I'm not getting into that.
I'm not running for president. Fuck it.
I'm not running for
Dude, there's all kind of weird shit with people with dolphins. Like there was a guy that like thought he was like soulmates with a dolphin. And
well, that makes
it?
sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're soulmates.
Yeah. Is it wanted by the dolphin?
No, because dolphins are rapers. They rape people.
But the answer to
how do you
can't rape a raper and call it even.
I would never know what's in a dolphin's mind.
We were both raping. No one paid attention.
Yeah, he was already raping him. I raped him.
They're raping each other.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They don't have a time where they go into heat and do mating. They do it whenever they want, like humans.
Yeah.
Wherever,
so hold on.
Whenever they get the itch, they do what they got to do.
Is it the males that are rapey or the girls?
Obviously, no.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, well, they get down.
The women try to get women get possessive of like human males and want them to. Yeah. They're like pressing up on them.
And they're such a smart creature, right? You think they would be like, I'm not into it if you're not into it. You know?
Well, I don't think they have consent laws in dolphin world.
They should.
They're like, they don't get the concept of that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
They like kill porpoises for fun.
But at least if like
their morality isn't really flushed out yet.
Say if you're like a gorilla, right? At least you know that alpha gorilla is getting all the girls.
Yeah, but there's ones that sneak behind the back.
There's a bitch ass gorilla and get nothing. The dude they all bitch. He's never.
Yeah, but then there's like the regular gorillas that sneak.
They sneak
off.
Yeah, they do.
They sneak off.
When the silverback's asleep, they go sneak off with the girls.
And the girls are good.
They're down. Same old guy all the time. I guess. He's out cold. Why not?
Right.
Yeah. So,
but wait, what was that show with the apes that was so good that followed them? We were just talking about it. It was like 2 years ago.
The chimp.
Oh, the chimp paradise or whatever.
Yeah, on Netflix, whatever the fuck it was. That was so good. I never felt.
What was that one?
Something chimp.
It is.
I'll have to get the name of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'll Google it because I want to get the name for people to watch it. But you have to watch it. It's a documentary. They follow this group of chimps, but they're like they name them, and it's like a whole storyline. And you see, it's like watching a fucking soap opera, but like with chimps.
Chimps and the way they whirl.
And I never felt more empathy for a fucking chimp. Like when you see one get hurt, that's actually a good guy. You're like, why him? And then
remember Po Boy or something? Yeah, they killed his ass. He went wandering off.
Yeah, what the fuck was the name of that?
Chimp Empire?
Chimp Empire. I'm looking
You're exactly
at it
right.
Yeah. Watch Chimp Empire. So good. It's, what is it, like 5 parts or some shit like that?
Yeah.
But they followed.
so good.
Yeah, they followed generational. Like the chimps coming up were going to be the alpha males.
Right.
Then it goes into this backstory to where like the chimps were one tribe at one point, and then they broke off, and now they're enemies. Like it's just like real life shit. And then if you get separated from your group and you fall into that other area that like their territory, they just murder you.
Yeah, they just murk you on sight.
Yeah, that was a great.
That's what happened to Pot Pig or whatever. What was that one's name? He got fucked up.
Yeah. Because he was running from a fight too. He bitched.
Yeah.
So they were on the way to war.
He stayed behind and they all got him.
He was
like,
because he got like halfway there and he turned around like fuck this.
Yeah.
And start going back and then he's the motherfucker to die.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're like,
yeah, because they
saw him by himself.
Rolled up on him.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was
Stick
fucked
with
up.
the group.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was a good documentary.
All right, what else I got here? Did you guys see did you hear the Elon Trump interview?
No.
I think I've seen clippets or heard snippets.
Trump had like some kind of lisp thing where he sounded like Sylvester the Cat.
Oh, really? I didn't
yeah.
know that.
But like, I originally thought he had his dentures out.
Yeah.
Because he just sounded like an old, like, you know how.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. But then it snowballed into a whole thing. Because if he would have just left it at that, like, yeah, it was late at night. I took my fucking dentures out. But then they like tried to send in like these, like he said, no, it was the technology thing. And everybody's like, what? But then like the whole thing didn't work for like a half hour first. It was just people waiting, like nothing was happening.
Were there any good questions that were asked by Elon? Because they just contribute to his campaign. It's going to be soft.
Well, he just, I think he went. He like did the whole rehash of the shooting again for like a half hour, and then they just talked about like how they hate people that want to strike, and Trump congratulated Elon for threatening strikers that if they went on strike day, he would just fire the entire workforce, which is completely illegal. Yeah. And now, like, the DOJ is looking into, like, charging both of them with some sort of because it's totally illegal to do that.
Yeah.
So, but nobody knows what he's talking about because Elon didn't fire a whole bunch of workers.
Right.
For wanting to strike, at least that we know of.
He's just talking shit. Like
he just cleaned house when he got Twitter. Right?
They were just talking about how they would like to just fire anyone who wants, better benefits.
Yeah.
That's
just like two fucking billionaires
together. Just like these poors. They think they're entitled to fucking health care.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen that, and I gotta check that one out. That sounds
the funniest
insane.
thing that came out of it was the lisp thing, though.
Is it AI?
Yeah, no, it's not.
This is real.
It's literal. Yeah.
Can you give us an impersonation of it? Because I'm not getting it.
I'm not getting the full vibe here.
Yeah. I can't think of words that
you said like Sylvester, so you would have to put the tongue.
Yeah, it was like thuffer and thuckatach.
Okay.
He was literally doing that. I just thought like he had his dentures out and he figured maybe nobody would notice.
But is he even
because he wasn't? There was no visual.
Okay,
so it was it's all
audio. Well, then I can't
it's on Twitter Spaces, which is like, isn't this dude like supposed to have like billions of dollars? He's the richest guy in the world. He can't even get video on his fucking app thing. I don't know about that guy, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. Stupid truck.
Just buy companies that have already invented the whole technology and act like you invented it. Just do that. But all right, what else we got? Oh. Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
Good old Joe.
Our competition.
Came out and said that he's
voting
for RFK.
Yeah.
The day after RFK's like completely he's like got 2% of the vote now.
No.
And it was the day after he did the bear cub story. Did you didn't hear that? You didn't hear the bear cub?
No,
Jesus Christ. You didn't hear this either?
No.
So RFK says first of all, I guess he did an interview with some magazine like Rolling Stone or something, and it was going to come out. So he figured he better get ahead of this fucking bear story. So he went to Roseanne Barr's house and like they did like a fucking Facebook Live or something where he told Roseanne Barr the story. I guess so that she would laugh at it while he's telling it. So he went falconing.
What the fuck
in
is
like
that?
upstate New
Rich
York
people
somewhere.
shit.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
falconing?
Oh, this whole thing's just like a fucking rich guy that's just out of his mind. He went falconing upstate New York like 10 years ago. All right, keep in mind, he's like 60 years old when this story happened.
Yeah.
So he says on the way home, a woman in front of him hits a bear cub and kills it. So he decides, fresh bear cub. Let me pick this thing up. I'm going to take it home and skin it and put the meat in the freezer. Gets back to the city, forgets he's got to go to dinner at Peter Luger's with a bunch of people. The dinner runs late, and he figures, I don't have time I have to go right to the airport because he's flying off to Europe, like in a couple hours. So now he's got this fucking dead bear cub in his car that he doesn't want to leave in the trunk. So he thinks to himself, I'll take this to Central Park with this bike I've been trying to get rid of and throw the bike on top of the fucking bear cub and leave it there.
What is this? I get it. I'm waiting. This is insane.
Dude, and then I guess, all right, so that's what like a weird rich guy does for I don't know, whatever.
That's
for
like
fun.
to get rid of your trash?
It's like a psycho fucking. Well, he wanted to. He was like trying to frame a biker for killing a bear. He obviously killed the bear. He killed the bear, right?
Yeah.
He hit the bear.
He hit the bear and he was covering it up.
Right.
He had a murder on his hands.
Right. He murdered a bear cub and blamed it on an old lady in front of him.
Yeah, that's how he started the story too.
And then he tried to blame it on a biker, like a phantom biker. Like, in what world would a bike kill a bear? In Central Park, how fast could you be going?
How many bears are in Central Park?
Exactly. So, don't you know, it turns into like an international fucking story because a bear was in Central Park.
Right.
So he's like, and Roseanne Barr's like, this is the funniest story. What? This is a psycho story. He never told anybody for like 10 years. He was like 60 years old when this fucking happened.
He's out of his mind.
Yeah. He's got a worm ate his brain. Literally a worm ate his brain.
And who cares? I mean, not who cares, but like if you hit a bear, just
like call the animal thing
like
and say, hey, I picked up a roadkill bear. I was going to get a tag for it, but I got to get out of here.
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
No, you take it to
And
Central
he tells
Park.
the story. This isn't even like hearsay. Like this motherfucker admitted to
He's
being
saying
stupid.
it. Yeah, he's the one telling the story.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
He left the fucking and tried to blame it like on a biker. Like, why would you even do that? Just throw the dead bear in the woods and see if people find it. They'll go, holy shit, what's a bear
dead
doing here?
bear. He got hit by a car.
Why did there need to be another story that went along with it?
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So I got a couple other things. The when Trump said Kamala's thing was
What's that?
Kamala's crowd was AI. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, like what? What are you talking about?
I seen
dude?
pictures of like where they took the people out too, and we're like, "Oh, this is the real photo of like the crowd."
Yeah,
and it was like,
yeah, but there's
three
like
people.
there's like full video of it,
stupid.
and there were like full reporters there and everything.
She has weak crowds, bro.
Yeah. Well, he's like, you can't see the crowd in the reflection of the plane. Like what?
That adds.
I don't think he knows how. Like,
is that Trump saying this, or is this like his people
length?
saying?
No, he said he tweeted it. He said, "Busted, fake AI crowd," and he's like, the mirror finish of the plane reflected no people. Like he doesn't understand focal length, obviously, and he doesn't understand curvature of the. Like the plane's not a flat surface; it's curved like that. Of course, you can't see.
I didn't understand
the reflection of the crowd.
I would. Yeah, well,
you don't know what focal length is?
No.
He
You don't
ain't got
understand
a
that, like-
focal length, if you know what I mean.
You ever see a guy that takes a picture of a fish that looks like it's just 3 times the size of the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the.
That's it.
Obviously, it's not that. It's an illusion.
The focal length.
Yeah, focal length.
If you wanted to know a new word.
Yeah.
Or if you see like a building that's behind a building, but when you look at it with your naked eye, the building appears way further away. But with a camera, you can draw it closer. That's the focal length.
No one's funny saying.
So obviously that
naked
plane,
eye, right?
the plane wasn't on top of the crowd.
Yeah, wasn't on top of it. But naked eye is a funny saying because it's like, does your eye ever have clothes? Mine don't.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
Naked eye.
He's drifting.
You all right, buddy?
You ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, man. I've got one naked eye on my way home. Come on.
Oh,
All right.
was that today's show?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
That's
good,
That's what you don't have to wrap it up because of me. I'll get some
That's
energy.
fine. I had some other boring ones, but
Run through it real quick.
Nah,
Give it a minute.
they're fine. No,
Fine.
you don't want to
Save
hear
it for
them.
another
You don't
one?
want to
Yeah,
hear
you're a dick. He said, I'm tired here.
Saving them for next time.
All right.
They won't be news anymore. They'll be olds.
Dad joke.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you
Did
did
all
it.
that.
He hit that
No,
button.
there were some weird shit.
All right, wait. No, I'm going to do more.
Ray gun was my favorite.
Yeah,
Ray
Ray
gun?
gun was good.
Yeah. I like Ray Gun.
Yeah.
I liked
Ray gun's the best thing that happened.
Yeah, to the Olympics.
Well,
ever.
actually, the Olympics were pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't
A lot of
watch
shit
much.
that happened.
I watched
Did you watch
some of the jiu-jitsu and shit like
Yeah.
that. And definitely the
It's all good.
breakdancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 4 more years and we'll see it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll be back. All right.
All right, fellas.
All right. Don't forget to like, follow, and
Naked eye.
subscribe. Jesus.